The Steam Winter Sale is upon us, and I know Santa's already filling our stockings with great Steam games, but sometimes big adult money needs to get spent on your own things, you know what I mean? Hey guys, I'm CGDannyB, and I really like indie games. I like sharing them with you guys, and right now the Steam Winter Sale is going on, and I'm going to go through and find a bunch of games that I think are worth the deal, and that you could probably pick up for yourselves. Real quick before we get started, we always talk about indie games on this channel, whether it's on our podcast, me doing reviews, or any kind of recommendations. When new months come in, we talk about the new games for the year, so if you want to stick around for some more indie gaming goodness, be sure to subscribe, because it's very, very important, and I don't know, that's what the algorithm tells me to say, so do it. Now, anywho, before we get started, we always have to highlight the beautiful art on the banner. And of course, we got a little stretch kitty down here with the paw's back. But of course, we have our Steam delivery girl, pink-haired anime waifu going on. Well, she's actually shopping Steam as we speak. That's really funny. Okay. It's smart marketing, right? You get the cute character to be buying Steam games. I mean, with all that delivery money, what else would you buy? So first, we always got to jump to the deep discounts. It's always important. Firewatch is on sale for $1.99. That's a pretty great freaking deal. If you don't know what Firewatch is, it is a first-person walking sim where you play as this park ranger who has a lot going on in life. It's the first thing that happens, but I won't spoil it for you for those who are about to spend the $2. But to change your pace, you go out to become this forest ranger, and all these different things going on. You have a bunch of just campers who are messing around doing what they shouldn't be doing. But then as you progress, more insane things are going down. This whole story unravels. This was actually probably the first walking sim that made me understand what walking sims were. I really love Firewatch, from the art style to the story to the characters. I was hoping we'd get another game from Campo Santo. They announced In the Valley of Gods, but then they got bought by Steam to work on Half-Life Alyx, I think, and now I think let's hold on, let's check this. In the Valley of Gods, currently slated for December 2029, so it's not canceled, but like 2017, this game was announced in 2017 and we still don't have it. Anyway, I'm rambling from what we originally came here for. Firewatch is $2. You should definitely play that. Nothing else is screaming to me in the deep discounts. I mean, listen, this is an indie channel, so we're focusing on indies, but Titanfall 2 for $3 is pretty great. I didn't say that. Moving on. Some of the games on my wish list that are on sale, let's take a peek at those, because the wish lists are always important. You could tell by my 929 game long list. This is crazy. Okay, this was pretty cool. Checkmate Showdown's on sale. Now, this is actually one I didn't get to pick up, but if you haven't heard of it, it is essentially a fighting game where you start playing chess, and as two pieces go to capture one another, it turns into a fighting game. I still to this day don't really know how to play chess. I think I've learned how to play chess like 4 times in my life, and I always forget because then I go like 4 years without playing. So, but I feel like the fighting game part could be pretty fun. I'm just not good at fighting games either. So I need someone who's equally as bad at chess and as bad at fighting games for me to want to compete in this game. But like, I remember this one releasing, I think it was last year, if not the year before, and it looked really cool. It's one of those like unique ideas that only indie games could do, right? And seeing, I guess, I don't know if there's a meta to it. I assume there's like, what, 5, 6 classes? So probably 5 or 6 different characters, depending, you know, which ones are on your board here. But I think this always looked really cool. And I think this is a fun one if you like some unique multiplayer experiences. Ooh, here's another big one. This one's a really cool one. So this one's called Strayed Lights. But I did a trial period on this one a while back where I played the demo. Trial period, sure, we check out trials, betas, and demos. See how good these games really are. I haven't done those in a minute. It is a third-person action-adventure game, kind of Souls-like. I don't think I'd go as far as say it's a Souls-like, but like in the vein, right? And the whole thing is your character has 2 different sets of lights. You can be either orange or blue, and depending what you're fighting, you want to switch. I forget if you have to be the matching color or the inverse color. Either way, you have to switch between colors to do damage to the enemies. Like if you're like you're watching the video, like you're watching this on audio services, right? Yeah, that was the podcast mind has me melted. But yeah, the monster we just saw in the trailer was the one that was in the demo, which was like, it's a really cool fast-paced action game. I really dug it. I think they had offered me a key on Lurk It, and I hadn't been on the website in so long, and it expired, so I didn't get one, which sucks, because like I definitely want to play more of this game, but I think I'd rather play it on console. I think I'd love a PlayStation key if possible. But right now this one's on sale for $324, 75% off, so that's a pretty good deal. Okay, hold on. I'll go. This one became the meme about me at PAX East this year, so I'm gonna talk about it. And this is Kamakaze Lassplanes. So this was one of the first games I got to play at PAX. Now, let me clarify. If you haven't been to PAX before or any kind of con, what typically happens is the developers are standing at their panel and they're like, oh, I can't wait for someone to walk by. And the moment you make eye contact, you have to talk to them. It's just kind of the social anxiety makes it that you have to do it. That being said, I don't want to sound like that's a negative. I did enjoy my time with this game. So Kamakaze Lassplanes is this visual novel mixed with like a shoot 'em up, where the girls, the anime waifus, turn into the planes and you're the pilot. And I hate it that I have to say it, but you go inside of them and you fly around and you shoot all these enemy projectiles and everything. I was one of the first people to get to play this demo at PAX East, and I had a lot of fun with it. The levels change based on the difficulty or which character you play. I think if I recall, the blue-haired girl was like easy mode and the blonde girl was like harder or medium mode. There might be a third one that I don't know about. It's a little spicy. I don't think there's like any hardcore or whatever in there. Like, I think parents could be fine letting their kids play it, but you can see some of the art's a little on the cleavage heavy sides. There's a little bit of nipple in there. Okay, it's hard to defend sometimes. It's hard to be me. I don't know. Like I said, the first night we did a podcast with the 6-1 crew where we talked about like, hey, what'd you play at PAX Day 1? And I brought this one up and it just became the joke that was like, oh, Danny played horny anime game. And like, I did. Even my friends Jacob and Kyle, they found the booth when I wasn't there, and they took a selfie with it and said to me like, look what we found, Danny, which was really funny that like the first time we met we had that kind of connection that they could just send me a picture of spicy anime plane game. But yeah, if you're interested in spicy anime plane game and you want to check it out, it's 25% off, $14.99. Give it a shot, you know, and if not, well, let's move on. Okay, so top played on Steam Deck. This is a dope one. I've probably talked about it a bunch before, but this is Sifu. So if you haven't heard me talk about Sifu before, it is this third-person action game. It's a beat 'em up where you are playing as this young guy who knows karate. This group of thugs come in, they kill your sensei, your Sifu, and then your whole goal is to go and get revenge on them. But the thing is, every time you die, you age, right? So the first time you die, you might age a year. The second time you might age 3 years, 4 years. I forget the equation of how many years you age. But then you come back and you continue the level. But each time you come back from death, you're a little more skilled because you're like a better Kung Fu master, so you do more damage. However, you are older, so you're more frail. So you take more damage too. So there's that give and take of like, if I die, I get older and blah, 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 blah. I think I recall there was a trophy to beat the game like under age 25 or something like that. And I think you start at 20. So it's basically like, don't die like more than like twice in a row or something like that. I really dug this game. I've platinum it twice on PlayStation. We also gotta check out the players like you love section, which I'm not gonna lie, see some games I won. First I gotta add this one to the cart. So this one is called TemTem Swarm. If you're not familiar with TemTem, it was one of those like, I hate knockoff, I hate the term knockoff, but like a creature catcher Pokemon inspired indie game. It took the things Pokemon does and kind of fixed on a lot of things that fans don't love. But now they have this game TemTem Swarm, which is a Vampire Survivors like with TemTem. So essentially imagine like if Pokemon was Vampire Survivors. You pick which starter you want. As you level up, they evolve, they get new abilities, new powers, etc, etc. I was a big fan of the Steam Next Fest demo. You only had two, at least what I played, there were only two of the TemTem available then. The water platypus and the little electric guy. I dug this one a lot. I wasn't really into the Vampire Survivors formula for a while, and then all of a sudden I was. And TemTem Swarm is a cool interpretation of like, we take the formula, you already recognize it. I believe there's co-op in this, but we're gonna add a little spice to it, something that makes it a little more different, and that's the Pokemon-esque evolution stuff. So I was a big fan of this one. To immediately then say, I forgot to say the prices again. So this one early access is $8.99, it's 10% off. So not a big discount, but a discount nonetheless. Yeah, let's see, what was in my cart already? What's in my cart? Okay, a couple different ones. So first off, there's Sorry We're Closed, which is a 2024 indie I haven't gotten to yet, and I definitely want to. If you're not familiar with it, so it's very like classic Resident Evil inspired. It's got like the tank controls, but also when you get into combat, you'll snap in first person and you'll fight that way. I don't entirely know the narrative. I know there's like this sexy, I think it's the Duchess, like evil god, maybe not evil, some kind of god thing that you're dealing with. But you're also going through this like dark dungy subway system and different offices and stuff, trying to explore like what's going on in this world. I don't know the story. I remember playing the Next Fest demo and really liked it. So that was cool. I'm a big fan of the art style of this one. Like, I'm not a horror game kind of guy, but playing the demo really set this one aside. I'm like, okay, I'm interested. I'm very interested in this one. Let me see, what's this guy doing? This guy is 20% off. It's $19.99, so it's about $5 off right now. So that's a pretty good deal for like a brand new game that just came out. I think it just came out this month. If not, it was November. It's one or the other. But yeah, overwhelmingly positive on Steam. 600 reviews, like, well deserved. I really enjoyed what I played of it, so I definitely want to dive in and play some more. I also have Naiad. This one literally just came out too with the, I think it was the Wholesome Snack Direct or was it Day of the Devs? I think it was Wholesome Stack. But this one is, it's probably still on launch sale. This isn't part of the winter sale, but just in case, still there, still discount. It's 10% off. It's $17.99. And it is this like top-down, like exploration puzzle game where you play as like a mermaid. I guess a mermaid. Maybe there's a better terminology for it, but you're playing as like a water person and you're swimming around doing the backstroke in the water. This one just always looks super pretty to me. I remember getting announced and we hadn't heard anything for so long. Then it shadow dropped like 2 weeks ago now, a week ago, I forget. So this one's like newly out. But yeah, if you think this one looks pretty, check it out. Again, brand new release, so be sure to leave your Steam review when you're done playing it too. Take a peek at some top sellers. I mean, Balatro's right there. It's only 10% off, but also like Balatro is so worth $15, even off sale. So $13.49 for Balatro is a great deal. Popular new releases, we got Ballionaire is on sale. That one's 19% off. Going right off of Balatro, right? What I love about indie games, they say like, what is something that's not a roguelike yet? Let's make it a roguelike. And they make Plinko from The Price is Right into a roguelike, which is really cool. You start the game by having like your pyramid of little pegs and you have to drop your different ball in. But as you progress, you get either a new type of ball or you get new obstacles where like, if you hit this thing, you'll double your money. If you avoid hitting this thing, you'll get $400 per one. So like there's a cactus item. When I did the demo, I would put all the cactus in like the bottom left corner and kind of build my items in like a downward swoop to the opposite side. So this bottom corner was just filled with items that if you didn't hit them, you gained more money, which was great. So I was always getting more money, like $400 per cactus at the end of a round, which got difficult though, because I think I'd get like 5 or 6 like challenges in and be like, I can't make enough money. What do I have to do? But Ballionaire is a cool, like, unique roguelike. I know Topher, my my podcast partner, has been loving it. And I'm imagining Topher sitting there right now playing more Ballionaire as we speak. So Topher, go outside, brother. Find some sun, you know? Yeah, good deal, $10. So I got like 20% off, 19. We're rounding up, 20% off. So good deal, like $3 off. Let's check out some puzzle games. Okay, again, listen, indie games here. But the Uncharted, get the fuck back there. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, not bad. $20 for 2 amazing fucking games. I would say do that. Just anyway, moving on. Human Fall Flat, my side, miss. Oh, not the banana game. I think there was something. Was there something schemy about the banana game? I forget. Ooh, this is a good one. Bugsnax. So Bugsnax is 76% off. It's $6. This game is super fun. So this was one of the launch titles for PlayStation 5. You play as this little stuffed bear, cuddly little, I don't know what the race is called, but the little stuffed animal looking dudes. And you land on this island where all the creatures are snacks, hence Bugsnax. So there'll be, there's like the Friders, which are spiders made out of French fries. There's Bunger, which is like a weird quadrupedal burger. Like it's really fun. And the whole goal is to explore the world, find all these different creatures, capture them, take in some of the data, and you're discovering like what all the different Bugsnax are. I think this one recently had a VR update, I think, for PC. It might also be on console, I forget. As well as I think there was an expansion at one point, some additional like big Bugsnax Island expansion or whatever. But I really enjoyed this one. I got the platinum. It's just fun. If you like just roaming around the world, exploring and finding all these different creatures and how to capture them, they'll have different things of like, oh, this one needs to have a certain thing around it, or oh no, this one doesn't like loud noises, so be quiet when you're going to capture it, or blah 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 blah. Bugsnax is fun, and for what I say, $6. Yeah, $6, great deal. Okay, because this one keeps showing up and obviously wants me to talk about it, but let's look at Animal Well real quick. I'm fairly certain I brought this one up in the autumn sale, the fall sale, whatever. But it's a brand new Metroidvania. It just came out this year. It's made by one guy. It's published by Big Mode. So if you know Donkey's publishing company put this one out. But I got to meet the developer, Billy Basso, at PAX this year. Really chill dude. But essentially you're playing as this little chicken nugget guy. I know I've talked about this game before. The amount of times I've said little chicken nugget guy, I know I've talked about it before. You're basically exploring this like underground world as this little animal, and you're running into other animals. Some are docile, they won't hurt you. Some are this devious wiener dog that's trying to eat you and be like, hey, how about we not do that? But then you get different tools like a frisbee, so you can use it to ricochet off stuff and hit switches. You'll change platforms so animals can walk a certain way, so you can use them to manipulate the environment. I was really in love with the visuals and the tone of this game. I never finished it. I need to go back and do that. But as you're watching, this freaking wolf thing, wolf cat, whatever it is, really frustrated me. It kind of pissed me off. I had to put the game down for a while, and then it got away from me. But I'd like to go back and finish the game. That'd be pretty lit. But yeah, Animal Well's dope. I forgot to mention the prices, I think, but 20% off, $19.99, really good deal for Animal Well for a brand new game. So just saying, if you're trying to get into Animal Well, now might be the time. Oh, come on. This one's too good. This one's too good to pass up on. We recently did our monthly book club on the podcast where we talked about Spiritfarer. This game made by Thunder Lotus. I'm a huge fan of their games. Looking forward to 33 Immortals. But Spiritfarer is $4.49. It's 85% off. And this is the Farewell Edition, so it comes with all the DLC. But you are playing as Stella. You are the new Spiritfarer. So you are helping chaperone wayward souls to the afterlife. But all these different souls, they're family members of yours. Family members, it might be loosely, you know, I don't know if like quite literally by blood, but it seems maybe by blood. Cousins, nephews, uncles, etc. But you are helping them get to the afterlife by completing like the last few tasks that they have. This game is such a tearjerker, right? Because you're meeting all these family members, or you know, how you interpret it, and seeing like, here's what's going on in my life. Here's kind of what happened to me. Like one of the characters, she smokes a lot, and I think she had lung cancer. So that's how she ended up dying. But she has a lot of things. She wants to see her childhood home, so you take her there. You're sailing this boat across the world, getting new materials. Some people are like, I love cooking, but I didn't get to experience all the food that I love, so I need to try these 4 things. And each character has their favorite foods or dislikes. You're trying to introduce them to new things, and like, oh, I found this thing that I love, please continue to make it for me. But you can't give it 2 days in a row, otherwise they get sick and tired of it. And it's such a beautiful and just tear-jerking game. Like when we did our podcast of it, I loved sitting here going into spoilers, talking about like, this character made me cry, and like I remember loving this character and I still love them, but going back a second time, like I've grown, I've matured, I've experienced more things in life, and I'm seeing this character again. I'm like, oh my god, I understand them this time more than I did last time, and it feels so crazy to still have them. Like, it's wild. But man, Spiritfarer is so good, and for $5, like don't miss that one. Oh god, hold on, I just realized I have to uninstall Honey. I didn't realize that was still installed. Hold on. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, Moist Critical put out a video explaining what happened with Honey, so would recommend. I think it's tough, right? Because I want to go through and look at more of these and talk about more of them, but I'm seeing which ones have I talked about in previous videos that I'm a little less like, they could find them in the last one, or maybe they discover them, but maybe I should talk about them again. I don't know. Here's one I don't think I talked about much. It was Small Saga. So this one is a turn-based RPG where you play as like mice in I say a big house, but a normal sized house. I was really interested in this one. It kind of got away from me, but like, I love the art style. And I'm a sucker for little guy in big world, or little guy in normal sized world. I just love that scale. I love that type of game. Things like Tinykin, like a big fan of. Grounded is one that on paper I should love, but I just don't love survival games like that. But like, this one is just so aesthetically pleasing, and I like the tone of it. But yeah, you're playing as this mouse. So I believe you lost your tail, I think is like the crux of how the story gets started. But the combat looks really fun. I love the really like dynamic parallax effect that it has going on. You're exploring the world, going through sewers, going through the kitchen, fighting giant cats and clearly octopi and whatnot. I was a big fan of how this one looked. I think it's fairly linear. If I recall, when I did my like releasing this month video. Small Saga, it's 25% off. It's $14.99 right now. Or you can get the deluxe edition for 33% off. It's $21. So if you want the extra $7 for, it looks like it comes with the travel guide and the soundtrack. Not a bad deal. I'll bring it up every time, but I know I've already talked about it. Celeste is $4.99. That's a great deal for 75% off. I can't wait for Earthblade. Okay, I actually just played this one for my friend's podcast, so I definitely want to talk about Planet of Lana. If you're a fan of games like Inside or Limbo, this one takes inspiration from those games. But you're playing as Lana. I think your name is Lana. I think you're Lana. There's no like talking in this game, so I forget, but I think you're Lana. So in Planet of Lana, you're living in this like village with all your friends, your family, etc. And then one day, like a swarm of robots attack and start kidnapping people, and you get away from them, but now you're like alone. Until you find this little guy. I think it's Mew. It's like a little cat shadow creature. I don't know. But you two work together to solve platforming puzzles. I really enjoyed the game. I had some critiques with like, I think a different type of like genre or a different type of platformer might have suited the story a little bit better. But then as I progressed in talking, and I thought, man, I actually really enjoyed this game, like, and seeing the story unfold and seeing the visuals. I have so many screenshots on my Xbox / my phone from this game. I was a big fan of this one. Now, the episode where I talked about it more in detail is not out yet. That'll be out, I think, in January. So, like, I'll let you know when that video comes out. But Planet of Lana is just, like, really beautiful. Like, stunning game. It's also on Game Pass if you're not quite ready to buy it. But if you are ready to buy it, it's 50% off. It's $9.99. Thunderful's published some great games here in the past. And I'm a big fan of it. Oh, yeah, Lost and Random. Let's go. This is one I think a friend of mine has been telling me we want to check out, and we just haven't gotten around to it. But Dale and Dawson Stationery Supplies is this like, it's an Among Us-esque multiplayer game where less than like you have a killer on the ship, but we got to figure out who it is. You have a slacker in the office that is preventing you guys from getting productivity down so we can go home, etc. I haven't played it yet, but my friend seems really high on it, and I'm like, I'd be down to try it. I think it'd be a fun activity. Just the same Among Us formula with a little bit different touch to it. It's got overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, and it's $5 right now. It's only 40% off from a typical like $8, so not a huge discount, but $4 for at least an afternoon of fun sounds like a good time. Yeah, I definitely think this one's worth doing. I'll throw this one in the cart a while. All right, we got to click on the roguelike category, right? We got to see what's on sale in there. I mean, as we're scrolling through the roguelikes, of course, we've got Hades, $9.99, which is 60% off, so another great deal. You should always pick up Hades. Dead Cells is 50% off, $12.49, another great roguelike. Probably that and Hades are like the two, along with Binding of Isaac, like the most popular roguelikes I think most people know or have played. So definitely ones worth checking out if you haven't yet. Oh, okay, Let's Revolution. This is one that I hadn't gotten to play the full game of, but again, love the Steam Next Fest demo. But it is a very like culturally driven game. You can pick different classes, which I think are based on different regions of the world. And the whole game is basically a roguelike minesweeper where you place your characters on the map and they'll tell you like how many enemies are in the corresponding tiles. And then you know, like, hey, I know if I go this way, enemies are going to spawn this way. You're trying to solve that map. And based on your stamina, you'll have combat and you'll interact and take out the enemies. I remember not being very good at it, but I remember really enjoying. God, I'm looking at the red fill the screen and light up the room. It was scary. I remember not being very good at it, but I do remember enjoying it. I think the art style is great. I think another unique way of like, what can we make into a roguelike, and taking something as simple as Minesweeper. I say simple. I've always sucked at Minesweeper too. I still don't to this day know how to play it. But taking something of that formula and being like, let's make it into a roguelike is really fun to me. And Let's Revolution was what, $11 I think it was? Yeah, 40% off, $11.99. That's a really good deal if you like Minesweeper and roguelikes, or one or the other and want to give the other a try. So, you know what I'm saying? Give it a try. All right, I know I skipped this one a couple times because I talked about it a lot the year it came out, but I'm going to tell you guys about Dredge. It's 50% off, $12.49. But Dredge is this psychological horror like fishing game where you play as this fisherman. You roll into this new town or new like set of towns. I don't know what you call a seafaring city. I'm not smart enough. But your shipwrecks. The mayor's like, hey, we can fix it for you. I just need you to find me some things. You find some things. The mayor's like, why don't you stick around, do some tasks? And as you're progressing through the world, you're going out and you're fishing. But during the night, like the horror set in and you start to go crazy and you go insane and you're losing sleep. The more sleep you lose, the more insane you get, the more things start to pop up in the world. And you don't really know if they're real or not. Whether it's like, oh, is that actually here? Is that giant Cthulhu tentacle thing coming out of the water? Is that real, or is that me going insane? You don't know. We'll find out. This was my game of the year in 2021, 2022. I forget which year it was. I was a huge fan of Dredge. It was one of those ones that I set up for hours, just losing sleep to because I didn't want to put the game down. Let me do 2 or 3 more missions. There's all these different areas to explore, and now there are 2 expansions. There's the Pale Reach and the Iron Rig, I think, are both out now. I forget if there's going to be a 3rd one, but I loved Dredge. Yeah, this one's the complete edition, or is this, I'm trying to see on Steam. It shows, okay, so there's separate deals, right? So if you get just the base game, $12.49, so 50% off. If you get the deluxe edition, That is the one that is $40, but it's $26.79 on sale for 33% off. And that comes with both DLCs and the Blackstone key, which I think is one of the items you get early on in the game. I forget what, but I got it for pre-order. I know that. Overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. So please play some Dredge, because I would love... I do the thing where games I love, I'm like, what if we got a 2? What if we got a sequel? Happened with Moonlighter, happened with Shovel Knight. I'm just saying, if we get a Dredge 2, yeah, I'd be pretty happy. A couple more I'm just seeing around. We have Cuphead on sale, 30% off for $13.99. I love Cuphead. You guys know I stand Cuphead on the daily. Great game. We have Thank Goodness You're Here. That one's $13.99. This one came out last year, I think. Or was that this year? No, that was this year, August. It is a British comedy game. Maybe it takes a couple hours to finish when you're playing for the first time, just kind of figure out where to go. But it's comedy. It's really funny. All this goofy nonsense happening. Big fan of that one. What about, yeah, Bopl Battle. Oh, yeah, okay. I forgot about this one. Bopl Battle is one of those like co-op, like Smash-esque kind of fighting games. I think it has online and local, but think of things like Towerfall Ascension, where Smash Bros, like I already said, where you and your friends have different weapons and you're competing to be like the last one standing, but you're these little like sloppy jelly slime dudes. We're kind of bouncing off the walls and doing all these different things to like take out your opponents, whether that's hitting the ground and smacking 2 pieces of land together or anything like that. I followed this one on TikTok and I thought it looked really cute and charming. It's just one of those ones that was like convincing your friends to pick up or doing like Steam remote play that I hadn't gotten around to yet. But it looks really cute. I think it's going to be a fun multiplayer game for you and your friends to get crazy with, and for legal age, get drunk and party with. But Bopl Battle, it's 40% off. It's $5.99, typically $10. So about half off, you know, close enough. We round up. But there we have it. There's a quick look at some of the indie games you can check out during this Steam winter sale. Forgive me, I feel like I was kind of off my game on this one. Maybe it's just that season, holiday, Christmas time. It's just putting me in this weird slump. Plus, I'm working on my top 10 indie games video, and I've just been tired. I'm sleep deprived. I need a nap. But be sure to let me know if you guys picked up any of these awesome games while they're on sale, or if there's any great ones that I missed that I should definitely have mentioned. Be sure to let me know in the comments. Devs, I'm trying to get my wish list to 1,000, and I'm about 70 games off. So if you're seeing this, tell me about your games so I can wish list it, so I can bump those numbers up. If you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor and hit the like button. If you're new here and you want to see more indie gaming content, be sure to subscribe. And with that, I'm going to let you off to enjoy your holiday. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys in 2025. Mwah.